evening and welcome to LTK News, your trusted source for the latest developments in the Plush World. I am your news reporter for today, Freddy, and I'm here to bring you the latest developments in the Plush World. Would you believe that? Anyways, here are today's top stories. PWAT forces make significant strides in Ceanslandsga, reclaiming key areas. And tensions are rising as Porcuis demands Atramentumia withdraw troops after recent border skirmishes. Despite the increasing refugee crisis, leaders of Liland and Nittuslania decline invitations for peace negotiations. A new defense agreement between Ceanslandsga and South Bay aims to bolster regional security within the JAFT alliance, and a joint aviation initiative set to enhance connectivity and economic growth in Citicus and Rubrum. PWAT forces are advancing deeper into Ceanslandsga, facing intense resistance from the DTD insurgents. In the latest developments, key areas once held by the Dojist forces have now fallen under PWAT control, marking a significant shift in the conflict.
Strategic locations, including vital supply routes and infrastructure hubs, have been secured by PWAT forces. Reports from the front lines indicate that coordinated air and ground assaults played a critical role in these advances. Despite their gains, troops continue to face guerrilla-style attacks and roadside explosives, slowing their momentum. Military analysts believe that the current push is part of a larger strategy to encircle the DTD's remaining strongholds. However, challenges remain as DTD fighters, well versed in the terrain, continue to resist fiercely, utilizing hit-and-run tactics to disrupt supply lines. As the conflict intensifies, the humanitarian situation continues to deteriorate. Thousands of civilians are fleeing the combat zones, with aid agencies struggling to provide shelter, food, and medical support. The international community has expressed concern over the rising number of displaced individuals.
Despite these advances, experts warn that the road ahead remains uncertain, with the DTD expected to regroup and mount counterattacks. The situation on the ground is fluid, and we will continue to bring you updates as they unfold. Tensions continue to rise along the Porcuis-Atramentumia border, as Porcuis has issued a formal ultimatum demanding the immediate withdrawal of Atramentumian troops from disputed areas. This comes after a series of border skirmishes that, fortunately, resulted in no casualties.
Sources indicate that Porcuis has given Atramentumia 48 hours to withdraw its forces, warning of potential serious consequences should the demands be ignored. Atramentumia, on the other hand, has maintained that its troops are stationed in defensive positions and have no intentions of escalation.
Military analysts suggest that while both nations are wary of an all-out war, the repeated skirmishes indicate rising distrust and an increasingly volatile situation. In the past 48 hours alone, minor artillery exchanges have been reported, further escalating the crisis.
The international community is closely watching the developments, with key nations urging restraint and offering to mediate peace talks. Despite diplomatic efforts, both sides remain steadfast in their positions. As of now, the Plush World Council has yet to issue an official statement, but sources suggest emergency talks may be underway behind closed doors. The ongoing conflict between Liland and Nittuslania has taken another devastating turn, as both sides have refused to engage in peace talks, with violence persisting along the eastern border of Liland and western Nittuslania. The number of displaced civilians continues to rise. According to humanitarian organizations, thousands of civilians are fleeing the conflict zones daily, seeking refuge in overcrowded camps. Resources are stretched thin, with reports of food and medical shortages creating dire conditions for those affected. The conflict, which originally stemmed from a personal dispute between the leaders of both nations, has now evolved into a full-scale war that shows no sign of slowing down. Aid agencies are calling for immediate intervention to prevent further humanitarian catastrophe. As the situation worsens, the Plush World Council is being urged to take stronger diplomatic action. Through their response, remains unclear. Well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. You can still review the following article that we were supposed to have on the official LTK News website if you search up www.ltknews.com. We appreciate you for tuning in today, and we will continue to bring you the rest as stories unfold. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.